this video, we're going to show you how to make a prepayment invoice, and this is going to give you the opportunity to pre-bill an invoice up to 100%. This also will take in consideration any of the deposits you have or don't have. So if you pre-bill an invoice for 100%, you can still deduct any of the deposits that were applied earlier. If no deposits were taken, then you will bill 100%. The advantage of this is it allows you to invoice your customer before delivery has been assumed. So the shipping process is bypassed in this procedure. So the first thing you need to do is turn on the prepayment option, which is going to be in your settings. So you have to be an administrator, go into your settings. All right, in our general settings, we want to scroll down till we see underneath order to invoice, we want to see enable prepayment invoice checked. If this box is not checked, this feature will not be available to you. So let's go over here to our orders, and we'll go into this order over here. We have an order here for $54,000, and what we want to do is we want to bill in advance for the entire amount. If there's a deposit, we would take that in consideration as well. There is no deposit here, so it's going to bill for the entire amount, and the purpose is that we're billing in advance and we can still manage our shipping processes along the way further along when this order is being fulfilled. So I'm going to click on this order, and then you can see here that in my order entry, I have several items that I want to bill for, and I'm going to go over to my Invoicing tab. When I click on the Invoicing tab, now that I've enabled prepayments, I have an option here that will add prepayment invoice, and I can only do this once, and it's for the entire amount of the invoice. Okay, if you need to do something similar but need multiple invoices, that's where we're talking about progress invoices. This is a prepayment invoice. So in this case here, I'm going to add the prepayment invoice. I'm going to click yes. And now you can see here that I have a prepayment invoice created for this amount. And as usual, I'm going to go over here to my ready for invoice. We're going to look for order 478 and ready for invoice. And you can see that I have a prepayment here invoice for 478 for the amount of $54,565. So I'm going to turn this into an invoice, click over here, and now when I open up this invoice, you will see in the invoice detail that I have all of the items for the invoice, and I can send this electronically, print it out, attach it to an email, whatever, but this is now for the amount of $54,000 and includes all of the line items. If we return to the order, I'm going to go ahead and process it so I can continue along and get the shipping tab to appear. When I go into the ship and install tab, you can see here that I can still ship these items. Even though I've billed for it 100%, I can still ship these items. So I can proceed normally. The last component that's probably the most important is that you will have to close or complete this order manually. As you may be aware, that when you produce a final invoice normally in Mothernode, it automatically closes the order. But since we've bypassed that process and we've now left the order open and still be able to be managed even though it's been invoiced 100%, then you will have to manually complete this order by clicking complete once it's been shipped 100%. Of course, it will not let you complete this without shipping these items. Okay, so you'll get that information over here, so you'll have to go ahead and ship those first. And last but not least, you can view and access your invoice in the Invoicing tab of the order. So when you scroll down below, we can see that the invoice number that we made for the prepayment is going to be $335. By clicking on this, we can access the invoice or click view invoice over here. Down below, we also see it underneath the invoices section of the order. We see the prepayment invoice for the total amount of $54,565, and if we want, we can print the invoice directly from here. If you need to make any changes to this process, you'll have to go into the invoice and void the invoice to undo all of this, and you can start from scratch. Thanks for watching.